I love video games, but I never play them. I usually just go on YouTube and watch someone else talk about video game instead. The ghost of past game hovering over me like, hey, play me! Play me! Yet every quarter I keep adding a few more games onto my plate. If games were baby oil, I'd be Diddy. I'll be so slick I can't get out of the bathtub. I feel like I'm missing out on way too much by not completing these stories. What's the deal with the Mass Effect color ending? Is Catherine with the C better than Catherine with the K? Why am I giving toy blocks to a stripper? I mean, I know why, but why? There's still so many games I want to play before I die. Each game that I buy adds to the imaginary how long to beat counter that I have. 30 hours for this game, 60 for that game. Ooh, that game will be 200 hours and a pallet full of salt. But there's just too many games. Some of these games are dozens of hours long. How do I even manage to make time for all of that? Vegging out on the couch watching donkeys a whole lot easier. But am I even a gamer at that point? My brother's played through 3 Persona games. That's like a gazillion hours. And I haven't even beaten 1 game.
So let's see what's on this gaming cuck's backlog and why I didn't finish them.
Oh, that's a lot of games. I mean, I want to play them all. And this buffet of games does look pretty tasty. We can't fill our plate with everything, so I need to narrow this down to the most important games. Persona 5 serves to the nth degree. The music, the flair, the having it on my backlog for 6 years after playing 30 hours. Divine. This game is such a time commitment, going for over 100 hours. This is no longer a game, it's a lifestyle choice. I don't like the idea of practically getting married to this game. Coming home after a long day just to spend 5 hours playing a JRPG just seems too daunting. And it has to be 5 hours a day, because how else am I going to complete this game in a reasonable amount of time? I'm young, I just want to hook up with as many babes as I can before settling down. But if I split my time between Persona and other games, it'll take me months to finish. Having so much expectations usually cause me to brain rot on YouTube instead. Persona 5 is like a whole Jollibee meal, but I keep reaching for Cool Ranch Doritos. To make it clear, I love this game so much. When I last played the game, I was sad at the fact that one day I would finish the story and leave these characters behind. This game gives me everything I want, but it's also asking too much of me right now. Yakuza main story is a gritty crime drama, while its side stories are batshit insane. Find Diaper Man, race RC cars, watch movies. The problem comes in where beating Yakuza 0 is not the end of it. There are 1,000 more games, sequels, spin-offs, drop tops, smoking on cookies in a hot box. It's like having a plate of food that the waiter just keeps piling on. Like, please, stop, sir. I'm just a boy. I can't handle much more. Karaoke, mahjong, new characters, Pokemon. This is why I just veg out on the couch. Do I want to spend 15 minutes on a video or never make a dent in the Yakuza series? I know what I usually choose, but the game is still so good. When I drop the game, I can hear it singing. I can see you coming back for more, coming back for more, if you walk out that door. I bought Red Dead Redemption 2 just for the poker. I'm dead serious. However, the world just sucked me in. I would be going to bed late just so I can spend a little more time with it. Nothing like avoiding my attractive girlfriend for some sweet cowboy action.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
I love exploring the world and stumbling upon NPC with a quest. It just made the world feel so alive and vibrant. At over 80 hours, if you do side objectives, it's giving JRPGs a run for its money. For context, most Final Fantasy games are shorter than this. I had to stop because I felt like I should be doing more in the real world instead. Why am I wasting so much time tracking down animals and fishing when I could be writing my script instead? It was just hard to justify spending all that time. But to be transparent, I watched a lot of YouTube as well. Red Dead Redemption 2 is the godfather of gaming. If I want to call myself knowledgeable about games, I have to play this game to the end. Nier Automata. I played about 8 hours of this game and then I dropped it. Not because it was bad, but I felt like I was nowhere near the end. I've heard about this game having like 1 billion endings. And you know what? I'm still pretty curious what that even means. It's hard to commit to replaying the game multiple times to see the different variation of the story. At 21 hours to mainline the story once, that's kind of a hard pill to swallow. I even bought a 2B poster at a convention because I felt like I was loitering around a booth a little too much and I felt weird. Now I feel like I have to finish the game before I can put her up on my wall. The trend here is games not only asking for my time, but my trust. Trust that all the time spent will be worth it in the end. I am very protective over my time. If a YouTube video disappoints, it's only 10 minutes wasted. A game can cost hours. So Nier sits in my library like how 2B's poster is rolled up in my closet, waiting for me to finish the game. But then I have a game that I devoured without a second thought. I sunk every waking second I had into this game. I did everything I could in the first act of this game because I loved it so much. I didn't want to miss a moment. It felt like your actions actually had consequences. When I roll a bad dice, I'm not mad because it leads to an interesting outcome. So why did I stop? I realized that I need to be doing other things with my life. I was ignoring all other responsibilities and projects. I've been thinking about starting my YouTube back up for years, but never pulled the trigger. I fell so hard for this game that I needed to cut myself off. It's rare for me to be so head over heels over a game, but it felt amazing to be passionate about something. Even though I cut myself off, I didn't write my next video. I didn't even go back to Baldur's Gate. In the end, it was me and YouTube. With all that free time in the world, I didn't go back to the game or wrote my script. I played through 8 hours of Hollow Knight, and I had a great time. The art style is beautiful, the combat is simple but fun, the mystery of the world intrigued me to no end, but I hated the backtracking after dying. It took too long and was eating up my playtime. But now I've been gone for about 5 years. I don't remember where I was or what I was doing. I can't go back and redo 8 hours of the game. I don't even have that kind of time. This is a game that takes dedication and mastery of the map and moveset. I feel like I'm letting myself down if I play this game again just to check off a list. There are other things I should be doing. All these games taking 30 hours is just too much. I'm barely living in the real world. How can they expect me to live in theirs? It's just not enough time for me to do anything I want because everything I do feels like a waste of time. Why am I spending so much of my day trying to figure out how to waste my day away? These YouTube videos don't write themselves. I'm 26 years old and I haven't even scratched the surface of what I want to do with my life. There's so many hobbies I want to do. I still want to learn the saxophone. I can imagine myself just... How can I justify spending so much time on these games when I'm not even spending the time on improving myself? I'm already wasting 24 hours a week just watching YouTube. Games are supposed to be fun, and I made it into a productivity tracker. You know, I love structure, but along the way, I optimized the fun out of leisure time. That's like making eating out a chore. You know, I'm not really wasting time. I'm decompressing after a work day. You know, I shouldn't expect myself to be a robot and alpha grind set my way to my dreams. I love video games. Persona 5 made me care so much about the characters. My backlog is not a to-do list. It's a menu of potential joy and experiences. I think there's one more game I want to talk about. When I was a kid, GTA 4 was one of my go-to games. Now, I shouldn't have been playing it. I was mesmerized by the huge open world. I would go to comedy clubs, drive around Liberty City, and just take it all in. As I go on high-speed chases, I never finished the game. I was too dumb to know that games even ended. This was just my sandbox to play in. I would replay the first couple acts over and over again, and it didn't matter to me because I was having fun. I didn't have any responsibility and just all the time in the world to play. Every day I would pop in for 30 minutes, play around, then hop off onto a new game. I never felt like I was worse off for playing games. I played it because I was enjoying myself. I didn't tie my self-worth to some pixels on a screen. This game is important to me. To finish this game is to finish the story of my childhood and to remember that it's all about having fun. But also the guilt of having such a large failure list made me feel terrible. How the hell did I fail at having fun? The only rule I have now is, do I want to play the game? Stop calling it a backlog. Video games are just one aspect of my life. These games will always be here for me. If for the next 10 years I become ultra busy for some reason, I can still play them after. These games aren't going anywhere. I'm so afraid of wasting time, but I never asked the question, is it wasting time if I enjoy it? I don't mean like being a vegetable bed rotting on reels. I mean being fully engaged with a game. Can you imagine an artist going, oh my god, I have to spend another 30 hours painting to get my painting done? No! It's a hobby! I have let this backlog create an environment where I'm mean to myself, and that is just not the life I want to live. So from now on, I'll look to the list if no other games are tickling my fancy. My heart has been changed, but I think there's still a few that needs my help.